You're listening to Radio Cosmos.
All night long.
Bravo! My compliments, little lady.
Come on, Sean.
Break for 30 seconds.
You're now listening to BaaD Radio.
Hello and welcome to BaaD Radio. BaaD stands for Business at a Distance. This is a show about local businesses and business networking. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are a live show and you can listen to us on 105.5 FM, 660 AM, or listen to us online at floridamanradio.com. You can also download the Florida Man Radio app or find us on the iHeartRadio app. I am your host, Angela Smarito, and in studio with me today we have little Sean pushing the buttons.
Hey! Thanks for having me.
Yes, I like our headphones. They are bright red. Heather's are pink. So I wonder if I should get myself one that's different colors. I just don't know what color I would get. I'm not a pink kind of girl. And yay, we have Emily back in town in studio with us today. Hey, lady.
I'm back. You're back. I was here. You
No,
were gone.
last week you were gone. I was here.
Oh, gosh. It's all running together.
I know,
I'm ready
right?
for school to start so I can be back on a schedule and know
Yeah.
what day it is.
Oh my gosh, me too. Our girl Melissa Jacob with Striking Brand is back behind the camera again, but we loved having her on BaaD Radio last week. As always, the videos turned out so good. The video portion of BaaD Radio is brought to you by Dr. James Boltz, who is such an amazing chiropractor. So if you've been in an auto accident, you need to give Dr. James Boltz a call at Lake Mary Chiropractic Center at 407-302-5161. And you only have 14 days from the time you get into an accident to make that call, guys, or your insurance company's going to pull the plug. Isn't that right, Brooke?
Yes.
We have two amazing guests today, and I'm super excited to introduce them both. First, please welcome a beautiful lady that I have just recently met, and she already is impressing me. Please welcome attorney Brooke Boltz with Boltz Legal.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I like the last name.
I know.
It's a strong last
It's
name.
badass, right? I drove past your billboard on Mitchell Hammock, and I was like, hell yes, that was so badass. I even texted Melissa. I was like, oh my gosh, Brooke is so cool.
You're funny. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce a small business owner that I've known since he was small, and well, he's not so small anymore. Please welcome Zach Bastien, owner of Crazy Muscle Nutrition. Hey, Zach.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you since we brought the kids over. Remember when we brought them over for to see your sugar gliders?
Oh my gosh, those things give me PTSD.
Oh no.
I used to have some too.
Terrible
They were
pets.
nuts.
What
Terrible
happened with
pets.
yours?
Oh man. Well, from picking them up and learning about the crabbing, so the screaming noises that they make, to peeing on you, to tell
Yeah.
you they love you, to everything in between with sugar gliders. They're not the best pets. The YouTube videos.
Mine
make
would
them look
like
cool,
throw their poop.
but- Yeah.
And they weren't used to being held. It was they were crazy. It was a crazy time in my life.
Yeah. Did you get them
Yeah.
diapers? You
No,
they
they
make
were-
sugar glider diapers.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh my gosh.
That was the line in the sand for me.
Oh, goodness.
Throwing the poop, was it? Just peeing down the cage. You couldn't keep the cage
Oh, I
clean.
know.
They
We
just
had
peed
'em.
on the sides.
No.
No, you have them.
No, we got them after our
You
visit
did?
with Zach. Yeah.
How were yours?
Lilo and Stitch. I hated them.
Those
Yeah,
are my
yeah.
names. That's what mine are named.
No, I don't even remember the names of mine.
You
I
like
repressed
blocked
it,
them
yeah.
out.
They hated my mom. Every time she'd talk, they'd scream from their little bag.
Well,
Anybody else
Yeah,
was
Anna
fine
was
but
great
her.
with them. I did not. To me, they were just like flying rodents.
Yeah.
So I was not into them. All right. So we're going to get back to that. But you can call and text us at any time. The number here is 321-339-1055. Again, that is 321-339-1055. And this portion of BaaD Radio is brought to you by Ground Up Property Services. We are in that time of the year when you can get 1 to 4 inches of rain in a couple hours, and then the next day your sprinklers kick on, and that is just a huge waste of water and electricity. So if you don't have a water sensor, you need to get one. So you need to call my guy Rick Hall. His number is 407-468-4295, or you can go to groundup.inc.net. And next, I'd like to thank Liberty Property Inspections. They specialize in home and commercial building inspections, environmental inspections, roof certifications, and pool inspections. They can also save you money with wind mitigation inspection. Their number is 407-739-5795, and you can visit them at libertypropertyinspections.net. All right, you guys, is it hot in here?
It
I'm
is.
actually hot. I'm usually freezing, but
It's warm.
It's a little clammy.
it's my hormones.
I'm freezing.
It's my
Ah,
hormones.
it's the temperature.
There's
in
more
here.
people in here than usual.
Usually. Yeah, we have a full house. Also, special thanks to Four Seasons AC, speaking of the devil, Do It Yourself Pest Control in Fern Park, and Angela Keen's Hair and Makeup. All right. So, Emily, what you got going on right now? What's Ms. M got going on in your world?
Go Get 'em Radio. I've got Francesca Jetty on tonight, and
Have I
we're
met her?
talking-
Was she at
No,
your-
she's in my office, the Orlando Brow Lounge. So
I love
we're
her.
talking.
I
Yeah,
follow her.
Yeah, we're talking just staying in shape as female business owners, and prioritizing your health and what you can do, like beauty wise, for things that are easy and take out decision fatigue during your day and help you with time management and all. It's a great conversation. It was great.
All right. Well, I look forward to hearing that.
Yeah.
I saw on one of your posts that you're doing a detox.
Oh, so I have a guide. It's a 3-day detox guide, and it's not a real hard. It's whole foods, cleaning up your nutrition, just an easy way to start getting more hydration, fruits, vegetables, real food, cleaning out processed food, nothing like hard detox like pills or just liquid
Right.
diet or anything like that. But
Well, I think that that's always a great way to jumpstart any sort of program that you're doing.
just start feeling better and having, steps to follow. And
That's me. I'm a step kind of girl. I have to have like if somebody I can't wing it. That's not the way that my body works or my mind works. I have to if I have instructions, I can follow those instructions. Piece of cake.
Yeah.
But if it's just like if there's
things you don't know about, like if I was just trying to do something that, you can't just wing things you don't know or what to do, or
right.
it's hard.
I'm down to argue that statement.
Yeah. Is his mic on? Yeah. I didn't. Okay. Yeah. So like I said,
Bing bong. Better?
Yeah, there you go. That's better. Yeah, bring it towards you.
All right.
Yeah. So you guys we're gonna have a great conversation with you too. So I know you're you like supplements, but you like supplements too.
A little bit, yeah.
So we'll have a good conversation about that. All right. So we've officially decided to call this portion of the show the BaaD Business Tip, which out of context doesn't sound so good, but we're rolling with it. So our winner last week was Lee Saunders, who submitted, to build a successful business, you have to focus on quality instead of quantity. And we had a good discussion about the importance of quality while also giving quantity its recognition it deserves, because quality is fantastic, but you got to get some volume in there in order to make things cost effective. It's just the way it works.
Yeah.
I brought up that I could literally spend 2 weeks on one radio campaign to make sure it was perfect, but then I wouldn't I wouldn't have a job. They would fire me. They would be like, okay, Angela, you're too slow. All right, so this week our BaaD Business Tip was submitted by Diane Thomason. She's with Ocala Promotion, and Diane says to be honest with your clients. They will appreciate it, and you will become trustworthy. All right, like I said, that almost sounds a little cliche, right? Just honesty is the best thing. So it sounds simple enough, right? But in reality, it can be pretty freaking hard. I know in my business, being brutally honest with some clients doesn't always work in my favor. This is an example that I thought of. If I set up a new client who thinks it's a great idea to have his 90-year-old grandpa voice his commercial because it's endearing, but in reality, it's hard to listen to. So I have to manage that client.
Did that happen?
Huh? It's happened. Oh, yeah.
wow.
People want to have their kids' voice commercials. They want to have grandpa voice commercials. They want to tell you exactly what's going to be in the ad. And through my experience, I'm like, you know what? I understand where you're coming from, but that's not going to work. And so, but I still, you know what I mean? I'm not going to sit there and call their baby ugly. I'm just not. That's just not a good way.
Did they want their baby on the air?
You know what? I've had some pretty interesting requests for people.
That's funny, because I'm like, if somebody can do it better, if somebody's been doing it, if somebody knows more, just let them do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, some people, like I said, it is like, well, Brooke, I mean, I can only imagine that you probably have so many situations where you have to manage the truth, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I tell my clients, when I'm speaking to someone other than you, I'm your advocate, right? I'm going to be saying only the positive aspects of your case. But when I'm speaking to you, I'm going to tell you the good and the bad, because you need to know all of the full picture of your case so that you can make an informed decision.
Yeah. What about you, Zach? Like I said, with the I can always say people have like unrealistic expectations, and you have to be like, yeah, no, that's not going to work for you. You're not going to look like this in 90 days.
So sometimes it's like tough love, and then it's also balance, and then it's kind of teaching, like you got to tell them why. You know, I feel like people, when you explain why it's not going to work and they have a thought process other than assuming why you're telling them it's not going to work, makes them a little bit more comfortable with whatever the suggestion is. But yeah, most people come in my shop and they want to look like me in 6 months, and then it's an hour-long conversation.
All right, man, what do I take? What do I got to do?
Yeah.
I got
That's
2
funny.
weeks and I got a wedding I got to go to.
For guys, that's how it goes. For girls, they say, I don't want to look like you.
And then
I'm
there's
like,
another truth,
go ahead,
right?
try.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you have
Spend
to.
6 months in the gym and let's see how much you come up with after 5
I wish it was
years
that
of
easy.
training. Yeah.
That's what I tell them all. I'm like, if I could do that to you in 6 months,
Yeah.
I should be bigger. I've been doing this for a long time.
Right.
But yeah, definitely comes up.
And that's really it's what I wanted to make this show really about, is to be able to take these sort of conversations and make it so that people understand that honesty is absolutely the best route, but you also have to take into account who you're talking to, what their situation is, and what's going to be the best. And the only way you really can learn that is through experience, and then talking to people that have more great business experience than you, and really taking that into consideration. Because I know, I wish so much that I could tell the young Angela what I know now, and I would save myself so many bad decisions and
Time,
I
money,
think everyone
everything.
feels that way a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Oh, goodness. So let me think. I do have one huge announcement before we go to break. Big announcement with JVC Broadcasting is that starting on Monday at noon, we are actually flipping the format on 103.1. So we are no longer going to be Wolf. So we're no longer, like I said, not country anymore. And we are flipping to what is considered contemporary hits. And it is going to be Fly 103.1. And I know Sean over here is probably wicked excited about that, because that's right in your wheelhouse.
Oh, yeah. I would like to help.
Yes, I'm sure you're going to be included in the mix. But it comes with like a little bit of shock, because I've been spending the last 7.5 years building my book of business on the Wolf, and so it's bittersweet but I know the new format is going to be amazing. So big news. I'm excited about it, and like I said, it's coming Monday at noon. So absolutely tune into 103.1. So we are going to a break, and when we get back, we are going to talk to Mrs. Brooke Boltz with Boltz Legal. So stay tuned.
Welcome back to BaaD Radio, brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because a couple that plays together stays together.
And we are back. And just a reminder, you can call or text in at any time to 321-339-1055. This portion of BaaD Radio is brought to you by Impact Electric of Orlando, who focuses on residential and commercial electrical work. When talking about quality of work, Impact Electric is the best. We use Impact Electric of Orlando for all of our electrical needs, and I would recommend them to anybody. We just got our lights done. Did you guys see the fixtures that I posted? They look so good. I'm so excited. But you can reach Zach at 407-747-0874. Also want to thank Andrews Law PA, Renee Sterling with South State Bank, and Sheepdog Promotional Products. All right, so we're here with Boltz Legal. How are you, darling?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being our guest today. So first and foremost, your name is fantastic. Boltz Legal is just so strong.
Thank you.
And how long have you been at Boltz?
I've been at Boltz. Oh, geez, you put me on the spot.
I promised I wouldn't do that too. I'm sorry.
12 years.
12 years?
Yeah, it's my husband's name. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Smarito, so I wasn't always a Smarito. But anyway, it's a fantastic name. And how long have you had your own practice, Boltz Legal?
Almost 5 years. October will be 5 years.
Mm-hmm. And so I know, based off of like one-to-ones that we've had before, that you are in the Oviedo area. Is that correct?
Yes.
And
Oviedo.
And if you guys ever drive on Mitchell Hammock, you'll see her billboard. It's one of the rotating ones, and it's just so strong. She's like sitting there with her arms crossed, looking amazing. And does Melissa do all of your photography?
Yes, she does.
Does she do that one too?
Yes.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So let's talk about the practice a little bit. Before I got into radio, I didn't realize that attorneys had different categories. You know, I thought an attorney was an attorney was an attorney. I didn't realize that they had different specialties. So what arm of law do you guys practice?
Sure. I do a few things. I do personal injury, which is, auto accidents is what most people think of. I also represent homeowners and business owners who've had damage to their properties. Things like hurricanes, hailstorms, water leaks, things like that damage their property. If their homeowner's insurance or business insurance denies or underpays their claim, I help them to get paid so that they can make their repairs from the insurance money. And I also do something called PIP suits. It's not so well known, but I represent medical providers who treat auto accident patients, and I help them to get paid what they're owed on their medical bills.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. So, for example, Dr. James Boltz is our chiropractor that sponsors the video. So, I did bring my daughter got into an auto accident, and so I brought it to Dr. James. Are you talking about you represent Dr. James for going to our insurance company?
Not to health insurance, but to auto insurance. So, if a patient's in a car accident, then the bill for the treatment goes to their car accident or their car insurance.
All right. Okay. So State Farm got the bill from Dr. James Boltz.
Correct. So if State Farm didn't pay it correctly, then I would represent Dr. Boltz to get paid what he's owed.
Does that happen a lot?
Yeah. It happens pretty regularly.
See, that's interesting because I had not heard of that before.
No, I haven't either. I haven't either. That's terrible.
They really try to not pay them. But so how do you do multiple things, and how do you decide? Like, we have a friend that does personal injury, but then and I know people that do claims for home insurance. Like, what made you decide to do both?
So I used to work for insurance companies for almost 10 years, and these 3 areas of practice were what I did when I was on that side. So when I first started my career, I was doing mostly personal injury, general liability. Then I started doing a lot of PIP suits on the defense side, and then I started doing the homeowners insurance cases. So I had done all 3 of these practice areas on the opposite side. So when I started my own firm, it was natural to continue doing those same areas, just on the flip side, on the plaintiff or consumer side now.
No, that makes sense. And so I'm assuming that BNI and business networking has been your main form for getting the PIP portion out, because that one's a little hard to market, right? Because there's a lot of explaining that goes into that one. Relationships has been the number one way that I built my business, either through BNI or through other avenues. But yeah, for sure. Also in the homeowners insurance world, the relationships has been really critical to that. Yeah, because the personal injury is the big one. That's where you see all the big billboard, and I guess that's where the big dollars are, is with personal injury and auto accidents, because you see them all up and down I-4 and just about anywhere. But it's the other branches that are a little bit harder to explain, that I would just venture to say probably are a little bit hard to market for. Because how do you do a billboard for PIP? Because people wouldn't know what it was.
But doctors and providers will know.
Right.
The ones that get screwed over from the insurance companies will know.
I actually find that the personal injury is the hardest.
Really? See, that's so awesome. That's so interesting.
It's diluted.
Because there's so much competition and so many big firms that are paying, millions sometimes per month at advertising.
Oh, they do.
Yeah,
so, someone like me can't compete with that.
I've worked with some of them in the past, and I'm so glad that I don't. I just really am, because it's a hard account to have, because the dollars are so big, but the rates are so low, and they're so temperamental, and you could wake up one morning with a $30,000 cancellation because somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed and I don't know, didn't like another advertiser that was on the station. So It used to cause me a lot of anxiety, and I don't miss it at all. So going back to your firm, when somebody calls you, do they get in touch with Brooke, or how does that all work?
So at this point, my schedule is pretty busy. So initially, there'll probably be an initial call with one of my staff members.
Which I think is great, as long as it's a person and not an answering machine.
Yeah, we have a 24-hour, the phones are answered 24 hours each day. So once they explain, why they're calling, or then the phone call gets set for me to speak with them at some point.
Yeah, and I think that that's also something that's really important, is that people get to speak directly to you and not through, like, what are they called, paralegals or whatever?
Yeah.
People. So what exactly is a paralegal then? It's somebody that's not really an attorney yet?
Right, it's like a legal assistant. Paralegals have more education. They have a certification through the state of Florida, and so they're qualified to do a number of support tasks to help the attorney.
So what made you decide to go from one side of the fence to the other? In all three categories.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so the firm I was with for so long actually was a great firm. I had worked my way up there. I was pretty happy, but I just got an offer that you can't refuse to switch sides, and it was working with someone who was like an excellent lawyer. She was a female, and she was just really well known in that particular practice area as being, the best of the best. And so,
Yeah, I love that. I love boss babes.
To get the opportunity to work with her, they gave me a really awesome opportunity, and so I made the switch. But within less than 90 days, it was apparent that wasn't going to work out, and so I kind of went out on my own unexpectedly. I didn't have clients or plans or money or an office. I had nothing, and we cleaned out a spare bedroom, and my daughters got to share a room. And
I'm sure they loved that.
we set up Boltz Legal in my spare bedroom.
Hell yes, I love it.
And my mom was my legal assistant. She'd actually been my legal assistant for years, and so it was natural for her to stay with me. And I'm so thankful that I had her, because trying to do it all on my own would have been really challenging. So she and I put our 2 desks in there and a couple computers and got to work. And I started setting.
You guys deserve this.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Boss babes for real.
Thank you.
I love
Thank you. So I started setting lunches and meetings and joined the Rotary Club, got into a BNI. I mean, everything I could find to try to meet potential clients. And the rest is history.
That's so awesome. I love your hustle, girl. Absolutely love it. And I love hearing stories like that, because there's so many people that would not have the cojones to do that. And I just, like, seriously, props to that. So are you still in your daughter's bedroom?
No. No, but I stayed there in the house as long as I could, because I was just trying to, save
on
expense.
overhead. Yeah,
exactly. So, but about a year later, we were at the place where I had multiple employees working at every table and desk in my house. Awesome. I actually had to move my own personal desk into my master bedroom closet.
Oh my.
Because the spare bed, we couldn't all fit in the spare bedroom. So we had three people on each wall of the spare bedroom. And then I also had people like at my kitchen table, and we were growing. And
sounds like Wolf of Wall Street.
Right. So I was in my master closet for a while.
My master closet.
And it was funny to hook up internet, and they're like, they show up, where would you like the internet hooked up? Right in here, right in the closet. Thank goodness back then we didn't have Zoom. because
Oh, wow.
everyone would have seen all my clothing hanging behind me
That's
while
hilarious.
I'm on the phone. Yeah. So that was before the Zoom
Mm-hmm.
days. So about a year later, we moved into an office space,
Mm-hmm.
and we remodeled it. It's a beautiful space, and then just in the last year, we took over a second suite in the same office. So we
That's
have
so
two
awesome.
suites now.
Yeah, awesome. Yes, definitely, boss babe. So I know we're going to go into break, but I do have a quick question about especially when it comes to the insurance and stuff like that. Do you have to go to like regular classes or something like that? Because the laws change. How do you keep up to date? Yeah, we have 1 minute left. But how do you keep up to date on all of the changes for the law and insurance and all that other stuff? I've always wanted to know that.
The homeowners insurance is the field that's had the most recent changes, and they do have courses you can take, but these changes we've had are so recent that I don't even know that there's any courses available. I have a Facebook group of other lawyers who do the type of work that I do. There's about 200 of us on there. So if someone hears something new, we post it, and then we kind of help each other out by updating each other if we aren't aware of what's going on.
That's really cool. Well, it's time for a break. There's the music. So when we get back, it's time to talk crazy muscle nutrition. So stay tuned.
Welcome back to BaaD Radio, brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because a couple that plays together stays together.
And welcome back to BaaD Radio. You can call or text us at any time, 2321-339-1055. And this portion of BaaD Radio is brought to you by none other than Premier Couple Superstore, because couples that play together do stay together. Cut out the middleman and go straight to the source. Premier Couple Superstore has everything from sexy bedroom outfits, toys, games, and everything in between. Also, a huge thank you to Artistic Beauty and Diamond Cryo, both which are in Winter Park, and Kazoo Creative, who got the BaaDradio.com website up and running. Tom designed it, but Kazoo got it actually functioning. So thank you both. Okay. So we're on with Zach now. So a little background is I have known Zach since I want to say maybe you're 10, maybe. How old are you now?
Wait, what? 25. I know my age now.
We said we weren't going to throw you off.
Yeah. Put me on the spot. What's my age?
Yes.
You're not supposed to start forgetting that until 35.
I stopped tracking a couple years ago, actually.
Well, see, I remember when your brother was born. I used to babysit him.
So I was 8 when he was born.
Okay, so that's how long I've known.
That's crazy.
known Zach. And so the last time I saw you, we talked about earlier, is when we went to see the Sugar Gliders, and at that time I think that maybe you were just graduating high school.
Yeah.
I can't really remember.
They didn't make it long after high school. We found a new owner for 'em.
So tell me what's happened since then. So you graduated high school, but you were starting in the fitness world at that time, because I remember.
Yeah, so I graduated high school. I went to FSU for a little bit, and I struggled with the bigger classes compared to Seminole State, and so I got a job in selling protein chips and popcorn. And so at 19, I just had a sales job where I was traveling around Florida, and I went around the country, and I was selling protein chips and getting into grocery and distribution and nutrition. Obviously, I was into fitness and taking supplements, but I didn't know anything about the sales aspect of it. So I got thrown into that pretty quick at a young age, and I had a good boss, shout out Creek. And so a couple years of doing that. I went to Texas, moved back, got into a supplement shop called Power Body Nutrition. So I ran that for a year, really enjoyed myself there.
So that's where you learned a lot of what you do now.
That's where so that was where it was like, okay, I'm actually running a shop, the back end parts of that. Doing the sales to supplement shops, I got to see the marketing side. So I got to ask my customers, like, how are they selling product? How was their store doing? If their store wasn't doing good, I found out why. I would kind of talk to them about their marketing and how they promote everything, and I took all that information, and once I had my own store, that's where I got all my information. So it's basically just been like research over the years that I've just held on to, and then I got into a crazy opportunity with the shop that I own now a few months ago. I took over full ownership, and
So
now,
is it an established nutrition or supplement shop prior?
So it's called Crazy Muscle Nutrition with a K, and I actually opened it a year ago with my best friend Cam. So the K is for Cam, the Z was for Zach, and that's how I got Crazy Muscle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we just we were both really busy. He had some other plans he wanted to get into, so I basically took over the business completely, and we're still best friends. So it's kind of one of those things where you get out of business with your friend and it's clean. You
That's
know?
good.
So I'm actually really
Not
happy
usual.
about that, and Cam set me up really well with that business, so I appreciate that too. And that was 2.5 months ago that I've just been going balls to the wall with opening it up and renovating it and getting product in there, because it was really operating slow. It wasn't open most days. Like we
Wow.
were just, it was like a duct tape
Where
shop.
is it?
Longwood.
But tell everyone where. Because Longwood's kind of big. So
it's on 1792 in Longwood. I believe the address is 172 South US Highway.
But it's in the same plaza with LA Fitness, right?
Yeah, same exact plaza as the LA Fitness Premiers, a Wells Fargo's, a Rookies Cantina.
Yeah.
People know those places more.
Okay.
My big truck, big white Duramax, is always out front, so people look for that to see when I'm there.
So the reason, Zach, this is so impressive is because you're 25 and you just gave us a whole laundry list of things that you've been through at such a young age. And that's really, like I said, applause to that for sure. If you got to find it, got to find the applause in there. So back to the one thing I wanted to talk about a little too is there you go.
There
we go. Applause. But the whole time you're doing this, you're also competing.
Yeah, so I actually won. So I competed twice in the last month. So I had my best week in the shop the week out of a show when I'm supposed to be laying in bed. My coach Nikki was on my butt for that, but I couldn't help it. I'm always working. So I had my best shop a week out before my best week a week out from my first show. And I actually won the overall at that competition. So basically won everything I could. Yeah, that was the first time I've ever done that. Thank you.
nice.
Let me not speak over the applause. That was the first time I've ever won an overall. So it was my best show in my busiest time of my life, coming out of like a huge rebound from the last couple years of just insanity. So it's been good.
Does it sound bad if I tell you I'm proud of you?
No, I'm here for it.
Okay. I'm super proud of you.
Yeah,
That's
thank
so
you.
awesome.
I do appreciate that, yeah.
But the cool thing is that, like, you're into fitness, so a lot of the supplements, do you, like, use yourself as a guinea pig?
That's what I'm known for, actually, is being
You're like,
the
I don't
guinea
know what
pig.
this is. Let's try it.
Yeah, so
That's what happens.
my social media presence has basically been about being the guy who tries new things, is open about every single thing he
Right.
does, the good, the bad. And so that was really, I think, what helped boost the shop once I did open it, was having that following of people who know I'm not BSing when
Right.
it comes to what I take. And the shop, another thing too is I do RV life, so I live in a Popka and an RV, but that's way too far from Longwood. So I actually slept in my shop for the last 2 months. I actually slept in there and opened it in the morning and went to the gym next door, and everything in there is stuff I have to use, because I was in there 24/7. So there's nothing in my shop that I won't take. Like, I can't even find anything I don't like on the shelf anywhere in that shop.
That's
like,
so
it's
cool.
It's just me on the walls.
Right. Well, what he did for us, because we just did that photo shoot that I posted pictures of, and so Tom's built.
Yeah.
But for the pictures, he wanted to. I'm gonna say it wrong. He just wanted to look very like chiseled.
Yeah, you want to be
Yeah.
dialed in.
Yeah. So tell everybody what you told
Yeah.
Tom, because it was weird. It didn't sound like, I was like, you can't drink water for how long?
Oh yeah, I did take his water out. So Tom came in, was helping me with my graphic design for a supplement I'm launching in a month, which I will be coming out in a month, so I'm excited for that too. So he came in and was talking to me and told me about the photo shoot, and I was like, well, we can try and dial you in a little bit. So I got him on a product for basically helping with losing the water weight, and then I gave him some guidelines on dialing in his carbs. And
Yeah, he
manipulating the
had it all
water.
written down. He's like, I can do this now and this now.
Don't worry, I didn't cut his water too much.
No, you have to. And that's, I mean,
Because you've
when...
Emily's competed before too.
Yeah, for 5 years.
I figured.
And,
I see the arms and the shoulders.
This is 20 years later. What you have to remember when people are taking photos and things like that is that it's not, you don't live like that every day, right?
Yeah.
So it's okay to do that
Yeah.
for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely don't recommend cutting water to everybody all the time. Make
Yeah.
sure someone's guiding you. I just don't want to put that out there. Like, you should cut
Well,
water
the
all
biggest
time.
thing that I noticed too is like on his back.
Yeah.
He looked amazing.
It tightened up
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, he dropped
absolutely.
what, 6 pounds?
Yes,
Yeah, 6
and for
pounds in
Tom,
like a
that does
day.
not make him happy. But for this particular situation, he was fine, and I'll
Oh,
put it
yeah.
right back on.
I gave him a cheat meal too. He ate some carbs in the middle of did he get the cheat, or was he staying
I don't
tight
know
the
if
whole
he,
time?
I don't think he cheated at all. He ate potatoes.
Yeah, okay. So I did the diet based on how he was looking. So he had to look at himself and decide if he was more bloated or if he was tight. So
Well, after these pictures, though, he said that he's like, "You're gonna mind if I want to wear tank tops all the time?" And I was like, "No, I want you to wear tank tops all the time."
yeah, heck yeah, sounds good.
So yes, well, thank you for that help with them. But do you have people come in a lot that are like
All the
looking
time.
for like they
Rapid.
have events coming up or something where they just have to look their best?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being a bodybuilder, the rapid transformation is kind of my thing. So that's kind of how I operate. Yeah, I get people coming in last minute. The whole "I want to look like you in 6 months" thing's not really possible, but I can do a lot. I can do a lot in 6
Yeah.
months for people, especially when they're willing to work that long. So 2 weeks, 4 days, just I let people know what their expectation should be, and then we hit that on the head as hard as we can.
Hang on 1 second. So I just want to make sure we're good. We have 2 minutes left with him and then 2 minutes left in his show. So 4 total.
Right.
Okay. I don't even mind saying
You
that
got
out
more
loud
than
on
that.
the air.
No,
because
you got more than that.
better than
We'll be
just
out at
getting cut
57, so it's still
Yeah.
53. It's 53 now.
I don't even mind people hearing this
you got
because,
that.
like I said, they know how it goes. Because, okay, so I have another question about the products.
Sure.
So, do you have like vendors come to you and they're like, "Oh, buy my products; they're the best ever," and you just have to
Yeah,
make that
all the
decision?
time, But I don't. I filter everything. So a lot. The coolest part about my shop is I think most people won't recognize the brands in there. I don't do name brands just because they sell
Like the GNC stuff and everything.
the GNC stuff, but also, like, for lack of a better word, the TikTok stuff, the Instagram, like the brands that are going viral that are really just stickers slapped on another plastic
Crap.
container. Yeah.
Yes, and tell them about the FDA. It's not very regulated. Supplements
regulated
are,
at all,
and
actually,
a lot
yeah.
of supplements are really expensive, and you're paying for stuff if it's not high quality. Like if you go to Walmart, Walgreens, Target, Costco,
Fillers,
Sam's,
sugar,
yeah,
yeah.
you're buying crap.
A lot of the companies.
So you
will
might as
make-
well not buy it. Literally, don't take anything if you're not going to spend the money. And there's not that much of a price cap between like stuff that's good for you and will help you and stuff that's just on the shelf.
Yeah, it's like frozen chicken breast versus like fresh chicken that you cooked on a grill. Like, it might cost you a little more, but it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
As far as the supplements go, yeah, everything in there is like hyper filtered, and I don't want to just make a sale. I'm looking more to help people. So
Right.
if the product will help people and I've never seen it before, I'll bring it in. If it's something like a protein powder, I'm already going to be filtering it based off of its sugar content, the type of whey protein they're using, does it have digestive enzymes, does it going to make people bloat? Because I don't want anyone to have an issue with any of the products in my shop. I take it very personally.
Oh
what
my
I have
gosh,
in
I'm
there,
so impressed.
Thanks.
I am so impressed.
It makes it easy. If I'm not there, I've got an employee in there. I don't have to worry about what somebody grabs off the shop, or, just in general, when I'm in there and look at all these different flavors of protein I have, it's crazy. And none of them are going to hurt you. That's, people's eyes light up. They didn't know there were so many options. So,
Yeah.
How about your supplement that you're creating?
yeah. So my first supplement is going to be for mood. It's called Dragon Bites Chill Pills. And it's going to be little gummies that are, I like them better than ashwagandha. People use ashwagandha, so it's kind of something I can compare it to. It's a bit stronger. It's basically for creating a sense of well-being. So I deal a lot with mental health and stress and anxiety.
so awesome.
Yeah, and I think these gummies are really going to help a lot of people. It's something I'm passionate about.
Nice.
So I'm excited for that.
So we are actually wrapping up the show. I
That's
can't
fine,
believe it.
yeah.
But so
I'm
Zach,
glad I got to
give
come
the
on.
address again and how people can get in touch with you. And then Brooke, you're next on that.
Okay, cool. So the shop is called Crazy Muscle Nutrition. On Instagram, it's crazymuscle.orlando.
With a K?
With
Yes.
a K. Crazy Muscle with a K. And the address is 172 South US Highway 1792 in Longwood, next to the LA Fitness. And then my Instagram is at the.retro1. You guys can DM me on there. You got to type it in exactly because I'm shadow banned.
What is okay?
Yeah, if you know, you know.
All right, Brooke, your contact info.
Thank you. Boltz Legal is BOLTZ. You can go to boltzlegal.com. You can call 888-BOLTZ-LEGAL, or you can find us on Facebook, social media. Just search Boltz Legal.
And always, you guys I have all of their contact information. So if you need to reach any of them, by all means, reach out to me and I will put you in contact. Emily?
You can find me at Go Get 'Em Coach on Instagram or TikTok and resetwithemily.com.
Okay. And then I am Angela, and you can find all the information and everything you need to know about BaaD Radio on baadradio.com. We do have all previous episodes on there on SoundCloud link, and then we also have the videos from Melissa here with Striking Brand. And then you do have a microphone close to you, Melissa. Just give your contact information real quick.
I'm Melissa Jacob, and I'm with Striking Brand. You can find it www.strikingbrand.com and Striking Brand on social media.
Mm-hmm. And then in the advertising world, you can reach me at 321-303-6424. And again, we are going to be launching a new station starting Monday at noon. So tune in to 103.1 The Fly. Oh, not The Fly. It's just Fly 103.1 to hear that. So you guys, thank you for tuning in, and tune in next week.
See you next
what we
week.
got going on. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Thank you.